Taking the kick will be Luke Titus from Wheeling Jesuit University.
Formerly of Wheeling Jesuit University. By way of, from Sydney by way of WJU. Ball is taken in by IUP. Tackle made by Robbie Roach. IUP driving through the middle. Looking to wrap around the same side. Advantage is called. Hands in the ruck.
IUP forwards surging into the Harlequins line.
Advantage not gained, taking it back for the initial infraction by the Harlequins. IUP opting to kick the touch. And with a torpedo kick. Torpedo kick's fallen out of vogue in recent years for the end-over-end hitting the butt of the ball. Get a bit more consistency on it, but not as much distance. Running a full line out here. One by IUP. Oh, not straight. Harlequins get the line out. Harlequins have had a bit of an issue the past couple weeks with their set piece. See if they've cleaned it up this week. IUP opts not to challenge. Big collision midfield. Paul Holmes lowering the shoulder. Coming through the side. Penalty on IUP.
IUP's coming into this game not intimidated against a Division I men's side, and they are looking to
make a name for themselves here. They're playing with a lot of physicality. They're not taking this as a friendly. They're looking to put hurting on the Harlequins. Nice tackle on Tony Biscus there. We're going back for the original infraction coming in from the side. Or no. Harlequin's trying to go quick here and get the ball wide. Jake Smith. It's a big load, and he can run. And the offload doesn't connect. The ball's gone backwards. Still in play. Another penalty coming in from the side. Advantage for the Harlequins. Julian Santana, Paul Holmes taking it up in tight. Frankie Ciccio out to Hunter Pratsky. Oh. Advantage not gained after the knock-on. Again, IUP being a bit indisciplined around the fringes of the breakdown, coming in from the side for their second penalty, first 4 minutes. Second from the side, actually third or fourth penalty at this point. Luke Titus kicks the touch. Harlequins line up. Harlequins opting for a short line out off their own ball today, with Robbie Roach as the primary jumper. See if IUP make any adjustments and contest this time.
Again, Paul Holmes taking that into contact.
Third or fourth big collision today. Luke Titus over top, kick and chase.
He's looking to use that.
Is the bounce going to be kind? It is not. through the dead ball line. It's a clever play, a little unlucky for Luke.
These try zones are a full 22 meters deep, where many clubs opt to have a shorter try zone. It changes the dynamic of the game a little bit. There's more opportunity to kick deep and chase it into the try zone.
You'll be a lot more aggressive in your kicking game then, as Luke was right there. But the ground's really gotten a lot harder over the last couple of days. Out here in midweek, and it was very soft, but shows what 2 days of lack of rain can do.
The field conditions here were perfect this morning when we kicked off for the Enscrow Sevens qualifier, the Midwest qualifier. There's been a lot of great sevens rugby going on today, leading up to our men's club match. This will be the first scrum down of the day. IUP takes it cleanly. They opt to run it out.
Forward pass. It's a nice backline move there.
And it's going to be offsides by the Harlequins.
Oh. Ah.
The Harlequins crept up and got into the IUP backline a little early. IUP opts to get some field position, a little breathing room.
It's a nice kick there. Picked up about 30 meters, but from the center of field, going into the wind a bit. Well done from IUP. The box kick. Greg Chinchilla's under it and decides not to take it. Tony Biscuits on the ball. IUP driving over off their feet. And penalty is called. Luke Titus kicking to touch. Well played. Another 30 meters picked out for the Harlequins. See if they can make anything of this platform. It's interesting the Harlequins are opting for the short line out, pulling 3 forwards into the back line, which congests the field up a bit for their very talented backs. But they're winning clean ball. Great show and go by Luke Titus. Pops it back inside. Jamie Barlow takes it into contact. And gets back to his feet and takes the ball again into contact. And he's referee called not releasing. And a long trudge over for the props stationed on the near side, back over to the line out.
Oh, no. Like, he might have come, but, like, he wasn't roster.
IUP to the front of the line out. Space being cut down. Good pace from the 15. Cuts inside of Titus and scores underneath the post. Beautifully done there from IUP, identifying the mismatch on the pitch.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that one again. He makes a good move back to the inside, and there just isn't enough space for Luke Titus to defend.
Conversions through the post, 7-0.
So 10 minutes into this friendly, and IUP has struck first and lead the Pittsburgh Harlequins 7-0.
Big hit from Jake Smith. IUP opting for one-off runners off the ruck. Isolated out wide. Well done getting to the ruck by IUP. It's a lovely play, lovely tackle by Paul Holmes to set up the pilfer. Zach Jessel with the pilfer, drew the penalty. The big man offloads the Jamie Barlow. It gets a little fancy, dots it down underneath. Brings the Quints within a conversion of tying this up. It was a great play by Jessel. Jessel won the turnover and immediately recognized that IUP wasn't getting back quickly enough, and took a 6'3", 250-pound frame.
This.
Barlow not satisfied with the try, wants to make sure the full 7 are earned for the Harlequins.
For our friends that are not as familiar with rugby, the conversion is taken from a point directly out from where the ball is touched down, and that is why that ball was centered between the posts to make it. Should be a gimme here for Luke Titus, and it is. And we are all even 13 minutes in.
It's another advantage of the large try zones here. There's a lot more room to fake out a defender once you get inside the try zone to center the ball and make a kick more easier. Excuse me. Looks like this isn't going to get 10. Or scrum down at the 50 for the Harlequins. I believe this is the first start for tight end prop Matt O'Neill. Zach Jessel, who is playing loosehead the past couple weeks, has moved to second row. And Jake Smith, the loosehead today, is in his customary propping position. Harlequins opted to overload the left side with Luke Titus and Matt Myers on the short side up. Early engagement, short arm free kick. Harlequins opting to go towards Titus. Nice ball and all tackle from IUP, but the Harlequins are able to rally to the ball and secure the ruck. Jesso again on the wings. Matt Myers has got a little bit of a step to him, and he's dragged out of bounds. Myers is an interesting talent. He's only been playing rugby for a couple months, but he has the athleticism to really make something of himself in the Harlequins back line the next couple of years. IUP now opting to go for the short line out. Both teams done a good job today on their own line-out ball. Hands in the ruck. Harlequins in discipline from Jamie Barlow. Cost him 10 meters. I believe the referee's going to have a talk to Jamie here for his post-penalty discussion. Nice to see this stamped out early in the game, talking back to the referee. Nothing more than that, but the Harlequins have been warned. Oop, an overhand kick, doesn't make it, and it is a knock on the Harlequins.
They'll play the advantage here.
IUP customarily running it in tight and gaining the gain line. One off runner off the fly half. Good physicality from IUP. And a knock on. Unfortunately, it was a nice passage of play from IUP. A little bit of handling skills let them down at the very end. Apparently, he's let the knock on play on. And a forward pass. It's a clever play by the 10. He recognized the numbers were not there and they were going to be isolated. Looks for the inside pass, but it's a difficult one to make without pushing it, floating it forward.
So we'll have another Harlequin scrum here, and we'll see.
The first fully contested one. Harlequins win another penalty off the scrum.
IUP coming off sides around the back of that scrum before the ball was out. Luke Titus is looking to give them a little breathing room here. As he has not made it into touch.
Greg Genovese with a hit and Paul Holmes over the ball. Unable to secure it. Ball's out.
IUP with some numbers on the outside.
Nice tackle by Lawrence Wilson. IUP penalized at the breakdown. I believe one of their players was off their feet and stealing the ball. Harlequins pick up about 15 meters off the penalty kick. They'll have the line out from just inside their own half. Again, they're running short. With Robbie Roach as the jump man. Ball's Ball's going over the back and knocked down by IUP. Should be blown dead soon. Yep. Harlequins have had some success on going to the front of the line out. This time they opted to go deep, and the throw just wasn't there.
With a quarter of the match behind us, the majority of this game has been played pretty close to the center line.
Barlow with the offload. Wilson secures it. Ciccio sees the overload on the inside. And Titus with the step. Looks back inside. No one's there. Still on his feet. Keeps it alive to Ciccio. It's taken down. Holmes secures the ruck. Ball finally gotten out. And this is the Harlequins game. This is what they like to play. Getting the ball wide. But it is knocked on. It's an IUP scrum down 10 meters inside their own half. Haven't really seen the Harlequins swing the ball as wide as much as they'd like. Haven't gone through the hands too many times. That was the first time we've seen that, and let them down at the very end.
IUP has come into this playing a very physical, forwards-oriented game.
Yeah, they like to keep their forwards tight to the ruck and pick up the gain line from there. And once they get the defense on the back foot, they like to swing it wide a little bit through their fly-off. It's made some good decisions so far. Solid scrum from IUP. Good base, good platform. The large pot of forwards just to the left of the ruck. Harlequins giving away a penalty, or giving away the advantage for offsides. And IUP is making the most of it as they're wrapping to the left. Good counter ruck by Julian Santana. Paul Holmes not allowing them to get the gain line. Loose pass and a knock-on from IUP will be a scrum down for the Pittsburgh Harlequins.
It's unfortunate for IUP. They put together several good phases there and retained possession. Just unlucky.
The last ruck there was good recognition. The first man wasn't get there in time. He picked and went, didn't wait to set the ruck, and just got the ball out wide. Be interesting to see how the scrum wheels, because the Harlequin left side, the loose head of the scrum has been doing quite well, but the tight head side has been drifting back there. It's a big scrum from loose head Jake Smith to win the penalty there. Harlequins opting to go quickly. The referee's bringing it back. Doesn't believe it was taken from the penalty kick was taken from the mark. See if Titus can reach touch this time.
He takes no chances there and gets it securely out.
If every one of your kicks makes it a touch, you're not picking up enough ground.
So the Harlequins line out about 30 meters from their own try line.
Wheeling Jesuits Julian Santana, the Colombian hooker, to throw it into Robbie Roach. He's had a nice game except for all but one. Playing the man on the ground. Pratsky goes to the ground to win the ball. IUP plays him while he's on the deck. Penalty to Harlequins. Harlequins slowing it down a bit. Tightest to touch. Back of the line out again. Roach with a good touchdown. Holmes into contact again. Barlow to Wilson. Myers with a good slip of a tackle inside the 22. Good clean ball for the Harlequins, but slowed down a bit. Near side Barlow, show, go, try. He's able to center it again. These big try zones came in handy there. You got a little Welford Road 5-meter try zone. That'll be out on the 5-meter line, out near the sideline.
Yeah, he touched that ball down way in the back of that big try zone. In many stadiums, he'd be in the 4th row of seats.
Couldn't ask for a much better day of rugby. Fantastic facility. And no matter where you are, this is great weather. But for Pittsburgh, it's quite exceptional. Low 70s, low humidity, not a cloud in the sky. Just a slight breeze. Converted try. Harlequins go up 14-7. Barlow with 2 tries so far, and Titus converted both. Off the restart, the ball is taken by O'Neal. He's able to present a clean ball for Chichio. Smith, who's a load, out to Mitch.
Yeah, that's Mitch to Pellegrini.
Yeah, that was if we played, but Mitch is sitting out. Mitch is like 6'5", has a goatee. That's not Mitch. Mitch was going to play in the...
That's not John.
Yeah, 18 is John Calvin. That's not the line. This isn't the lineup. That was what it was going to be if we played Raleigh.
Yeah, no, I thought that's who that was.
I don't know. It's just like...
Clock has been stopped for an injury to an IUP player.
IUP comes into this. I believe they are nationally ranked in Division II college rugby, and they are coached by Chip Lindsay, who happens to be a Harlequin alumni.
Harlequin tentacles reach very far in Western Pennsylvania rugby. He's done a great job. The physicality of the team's fantastic. He's done some good decision making. Just they need to tighten up their ball handling on the fringes, and they'll be very, very dangerous. They're giving a quality Harlequin team a nice ride so far through the first 30 minutes. If you're just tuning in, the Harlequins are playing a friendly against IUP in lieu of their Division I match against Raleigh, which was forfeited due to Raleigh's inability to travel with the requisite numbers.
IUP scored the first points of this game, and it's been the Harlequins
ever since two Barlow tries converted by Titus. Loose work there for the line out. It'll be IUP's throw. IUP opts to go with an 8-man, leave their back some room to work with. IUP swinging it wide. Nice step from the wing. And a good covering tackle from Wilson. Barlow sliding over to defend. See if they can show some discipline in the breakdown. IUP offloading the tackle. And ripped loose by John Calhoun. Holmes has the ball. That's a second. Advantage was gained, and now IUP has the scrum advantage. Well, switch inside of the inside center. It's taken to the deck by Roach and O'Neill. 3-on-3 on the outside. Let's see what the Harlequins, how they defend this. Well done, well secured on defense. Good discipline from IUP not to play too loose with it. Roach with the low tackle presents the ball nicely, but the offload in the tackle. And he gets it down.
See it. Big number 18 picks it up off that ruck, and there's just not enough ground to slow the big man down.
Great recognition around the side, poor recognition for the Harlequins to the danger.
IUP lining up for a conversion here that would tie it up with 6 minutes left to play in the half.
Plus injury time. We've got a tie game. Trying to send it deep and up the middle.
And IUP storming back across the midfield line.
35 meters picked up by the same man. IUP working it back to the inside. Again, up the middle. Harlequins don't recognize the danger, and they pick up another 5 meters. And there's a huge overload here. IUP picking up from the base of the ruck. Harlequins has done a nice job to slow this down. It's a great counter ruck from the Harlequins. They've won the ball. Jessel with it. Swings it wide.
Tony Biscuits on the
Tony
outside.
Biscuits. Does he have the toe? Does he have the pace? Does he have the fitness, maybe? And he does.
95 meters for that try.
And he collapses on the ball. A beautiful job by the Harlequins of the breakdown there. They had their backs against the wall. Beautifully done by Jessel to fend off the tackler and find Biscuits on the outside. The Woodland Hills connection. Biscuits showing some impressive pace there.
He saw daylight, never looked back.
Well, except for there.
Well.
Make sure the guy's not going to catch him.
IUP had been showing some great insight and taking advantage of some inexperience out on the Harlequins wing. But the Harlequins able to turn that ball over and turn it into 7 points.
Really goes to show the importance of getting of breakdown work in the modern game. You can string together multiple phases, but if you lose the ball in a turnover like that, your defense isn't set. You're hugely exposed to a counter like we just saw. Titus converts. It's a 21-14 game. Smith takes. An ill-advised offload. Yeah. Chinchilla doesn't have the ballast to keep himself in bounds. Is bundled into touch for an IUP line out. Roach with the steal. And Pratsky clears up the middle. A dangerous counter opportunity for IUP. IUP is able to secure on the far touch line. Inside a forward pot. Great tackle by Paul Holmes. Sets him back and puts IUP on the back foot. Running a one-off off the fly half. Holmes over the ball. Disrupts. Slows down. Now they've got it wide. Just short of the line. Titus with a try-saving tackle. And it's stolen by Santana. Harlequins with great work at the breakdown on their own goal line. Tice looks to clear. It relieves the pressure.
IUP with a line out here, 8 meters out.
IUP is able to knock it back. A little loose ball. And the one-handed pass Titus with another ball and all tackle.
IUP
It's
has
open
numbers
on the
their
wing. Myers with the big tackle. Calhoun out to cover.
The Harlequins shut that door.
IUP really had a 3-on-1 there. And the big man took it into contact. Didn't get his head up in bad body position. But it's stolen. High tackle called for the earlier ball and all tackle on Titus. Harlequin turn it over, but the advantage had not been gained from IUP, so they got a penalty from right out in front. See what kind of game IUP wants to play, if they're actually in it to win or if they're really looking to play some rugby. This decision here will be telling.
Looks like they're going to keep it in their forwards. And
running 2 pods. Holmes again looking for contact. Being disruptive. Oh no.
And the 2-on-1, there wasn't really much of a chance there on the outside. And IUP brings it within 2. And we should be just about at half. Well, the kick had the distance, but not the accuracy.
Well taken. We're into first half injury time. With the Quins with a 2-point lead.
It looks like the referee's going to go ahead and let them kick off again before the half.
Titus goes deep.
It's going to be a penalty for not releasing.
Titus thought he got to his feet and was able to show the release, but the referee disagreed.
Paul Holmes again.
Looking for contact.
Looking for contact.
Big man picks out the scrum half, picks up 5 meters off of it. IUP having some success keeping it tight with their forwards, and they look to swing it wide. They've been able to take to the ground. No maul has been formed. Roach with a good low tackle. Sets it up for Holmes, who gets cleared.
IUP's got the advantage here.
Nice tackle by Pratsky. Slows down the overload. Still the advantage to IUP. Good tackle by Holmes. Gets to his feet, but the advantage had not been gained. Well done by Holmes.
Penalty advantage is going to come back to the near side here, and time is off for an injury.
This would be a huge loss for the Harlequins. Titus has been a star fly half throughout the season.
Looks like he's going to go ahead and come off.
Doesn't look horribly worse for the wearer, but definitely not 100%. Looks like Simeone Vasivova is coming off, henceforth known as Simi. I won't be able to get the syllables out in time. IUP running 2 pods of forwards off their scrum half.
And this should be the last series of the half. IUP looking to capitalize and go into the locker room ahead. And they've got the numbers on the outside, and it.
Great tackle by Wilson. Holds him up on the try line. They're able to present the ball. Good try line defense from the Harlequins. Will they be able to. It's held up.
Held up in
That'll be a
goal.
huge play if that's all 40. It's great defense for the Harlequins there at the end. We go into the break. 2-point difference, 21-19 Harlequins.
So we've seen some great rugby here in the first half. IUP is coming out much stronger than I think the Harlequins expected. The Harlequins putting together a developmental side out there. A lot of the starters go ahead and sitting out, resting up for the game next week as we travel
to Laura, Maryland, and conference leading Rocky Gorge.
So stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes to catch the second half of this friendly with the IUP Tutors versus the Pittsburgh Harlequins.
And we're back. Sorry for the second 40 minutes of Harlequins IUP. Quins appear to make 6. Harlequins made 6 substitutions. Ryan O'Kane on for Jake Smith at loosehead prop. Zach Shellen for Greg Chinchilla at wing. And we're off. Chelsea with the take.
Eric Jerpy made some changes in halftime, and
Ryan O'Kane with a big carry. Dylan Seeley in at fullback for Frankie Ciccio. Greg Genovese gets it wide to Daniel, who's going to go out of bounds.
It looks like we're going to bring it back here to a penalty for the Harlequins, 40 meters out.
Sione Tapu, all 46 years old of Tongan beef, is in at second row for John Calhoun. Matt Smith offloads the Rhino Kane. Picks up a couple meters. Harlequin's looking to spin it wide. A little bit of a loose pass for Epa in for Hunter Pratsky. Simeone with the Fijian one-arm ball kick and gets it down. You couldn't tell he's from Fiji. But then you watch the way he carries it and you know for sure. Harlequins extend their lead to 7 points, 26-19.
Simeone picked that up with those huge Fijian hands and gets it down for the try.
No good, 26-19. Great reading of the body there by Vaisova. Sees the defender going one way. Doesn't have to shift his body weight. Doesn't have to cut too hard, just enough that he's able to slide by him and power through the one-arm tackle. His great hands getting it from the poor pass from Sione.
The Harlequins will touch this one down in their own try zone and bring it out to the 22.
Nope, it's full fit. It's back to midfield for a 50-meter scrum. Looks like we've had some changes up front for IUP. Harlequins have the new tight head prop. Tapu's in at 8-man for Holmes. Shell is in at second row for Calhoun. Sealy in at scrum half for Chichio.
Holmes had a fantastic first half. Holmes from Fairmont State. His team is playing here in the Sevens tournament. Jay Sione picking the ball up.
Genovese with a good recognition of the balls available and out of the ruck. Keeps possession. Oh, yes. And there's a loose head prop with hands just to get it out wide. Epa, the Fijian connection. Simmies with the step inside, the one-handed offload. Oh, look at the offloading there.
Zach Shell just too strong for that defender.
He's a big man, big, strong man. Great fitness there. And he's actually wearing the jumper leggings there. The jump. Usually eschews them for the bare leg. One of the better jumpers in the Harlequin squad.
Good effort by IUP, but Shell just drags him along with him and touches that down in the center. The conversion is good, and that will take us
33-19 Harlequins. Harlequins look a lot stronger in the second half. Having that Islander connection of Tapu, Vaisova, and Epa has really paid dividends in the first 6 minutes.
Sione takes this one on the fly.
Off it two.
Oh,
Scrum advantage, Black.
the offload doesn't work there. The inside ball
Out of there,
knocked
Blue,
on.
out of there. Penalty advantage.
Wilson penalized for not rolling away. Gone short side. Advantage not gained.
Onside. Two blue. Marcus, right there, mate. Take a step, fellas. It's not 10 meters. Take a step.
Roll, blue! Roll! Penalty advantage, black! Still penalty advantage. Penalty back here.
Another penalty
Want you to roll
on the
quicker.
Harlequins, not rolling away
mark, Jim?
on Tapu.
Here. Huh? Not rolling. Get your captain to talk to me.
IUP going again with the 2 pods of forward off the penalty kick.
That's good.
Putting
Made an
5 to the
effort.
ruck. But still getting through the gain line
Out of that
on
blue!
the fringes. He's going to blow that dead. Hands in the ruck.
Captain and 11. Captain and 11.
We're going to have a talking to a guy who's never played before.
I know, but he's killing the ball 7 meters out. It's going to be a yellow card.
And it's a yellow card for... I'm not sure he... Actually, he has no idea what that means.
It's okay, mate. I just got to make it fair for them as well. From the side. Mark's on you, mate. That's okay, that's fine.
Long swing pass, the cut, and a tackle by Genovese. Oh, Smith with the intercept. Genovese secures over top. Harlequins we're looking to clear their lines here. But the ball is... Oh, Shell on the wing. He's going to be tough to take down. He's a big, fast man.
That's fine.
Tackle only here. IUP wasn't able to hold him up for the maul.
12, you're in front of 15. Accidental offside. Offside.
Offsides on the Harlequins. There's no knock on there, but and if it wasn't a knock on, there was a kick forward, and Genovese was ahead of the kick.
No, penalty. Touch 15. 12 saw that, and then he deliberately played it. Take point. All right.
IUP going for the points.
You made the choice now.
IUP had a bit of a hesitation there and wanted to go back on their initial decision, but once the decision to kick is made, it cannot be turned back on.
No worries, mate.
Kick is good. Bring IUP with an 11 points, 33-22. A bit of discrepancy between the scoreboard and the on-field scoreboard and on the clock scoreboard. I believe the on-field guys missed that the conversion after the most recent Harlequins try.
That's okay, it's off the foot. Play on.
Tapu with the offload. Ball swung wide to Wilson. Nice offload to Genovese. Who chip kicks forward. Should call the mark. Didn't call the mark. Now he's isolated.
Hold. No black. No. Penalty advantage.
Knock on there.
All offside. Everyone offside. All in front of the kicker.
And possibly an intentional knock on there. Just looking to go quick again. Draws, dishes. Wilson's got a 2-on-1. It's got to be a score. Sealy will put it down the corner. Referee's concurring.
Line out here, fellas.
And he did not put it down in the corner. Maybe a line out to IUP. That's poor fundamentals there from the Harlequins. great defense from IUP covering there. Make sure his foot touched down before he got to the outside.
Thank you.
Shell challenging. And IUP got the touchdown. It'll be a 5-meter scrum for the Harlequins. It's a big opportunity here. See if they can get stable platform. Allow Eppa, Wilson,
Right, then also we're going to meet on the line.
Genovese, and Simeone.
New players. Right, take a step back. We're going to meet on the line. Black, step in, please. Crouch. Up, stand up, fellas. I need you closer, ear to ear. Okay? All right? Closer. You like each other. Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold the tension. Hold the tension.
It's a big scrum here.
Bring it up.
Referee doesn't like what's going on there.
You two are both angling in, okay? I need you to be parallel to the touch line. Do you understand? Yes, right. Get close again.
The referee giving some instruction to the far side props, admonishing them to stay parallel to the touch line.
Both boring in the tight O'Neill, tight end of the Harlequins, and the loose head for IUP. Yeah, you can see, look at the shoulder position IUP's loose head. He's just boring in the entire way.
Fine, the ball's out.
Tapu takes it. 2 meters out. Jessel again, boring through the middle. Held just short. Harlequins clearing out. Tapu again. Good defense from IUP, keeping him out. Harlequins looking to roll it in. Try for Robbie Roach. Where's a knock on? That's a try.
Looks like they gave it to him.
Harlequins will take a 38-22 lead. Yeah, the kick trying to make it 40 points. This has been, though it's a friendly, this has actually been quite typical for Harlequins matches. Very high scoring.
Ben, you can come in a bit. Anywhere in line with me.
Defense hasn't been the strongest in the league. In fact, outside of the bottom 2 teams in the league, they've given up the most points. But they are the second highest scoring team behind league leaders Rocky Gorge.
You showed good restraint that second part of that half after we talked. It was impressive. No, it was impressive. You got to listen. Okay, mate.
He's going to take this conversion from 15 meters inside the sideline. And it's going to go wide. So we're at 38-22 with about 25 minutes left to play.
Definitely been a change of pace with the Harlequin subs seem to have outperformed the IUP subs in the second half. IUP had a lot of great go-forward ball from their forward pack in the first half, and that seems to have come to a stop in the second.
That's inside.
Loose offload pass. Harlequins lost the ball on the tackle, but they're able to regain.
Right out of that, Black. Good.
Refereeing with great instructions around the breakdown.
Taken back.
Eppa deciding to kick up and over. Makes the tackle. Simeone over the ball.
15, hands on. Okay? Your own body weight.
Nice job by Simeone, but the referee was able to catch the hands on the ground, which sealed off the ball. Wasn't supporting his own body weight.
That's good, fellas.
IUP has gone with a new scrum half here. And they've decided to go wide here. Nice tackle, straight up. Robbie Roach, former wrestler with a great form on the tackle. There's the injured Harlequin on the field. I believe it's O'Neill.
Penalty advantage, Blue. Man here, all rights to the ball.
O'Neill's in a bit of difficulty here.
Yeah, this guy's got to come off. It's a head issue.
Yep. Suspected concussion here. Looks like Smith will come back on the pitch.
We're having no head protocol, so he's off for the game, okay? Yep. He definitely looks done, but he is done. No worries, mate. Time's off.
Hashtag banter.
It's over here, mate.
Rugby's taken a really aggressive stance on reducing the number of concussions and then concussion-related injuries by taking a real proactive role in getting players off when there's a suspected head injury.
Concussions are part of the game, and they're to be expected, but I think what a lot of the research has shown is that it's the second, the third concussion before a full recovery. And so what they're really making an effort to do is keep injured players off the field, and you get the the second, third concussions become exponentially worse than just each individual one. And so with O'Neill here,
are you happy with the offside? Good to hear.
It would be much worse if he came on and got the second one. That second concussion would be multipliers worse. Multiple times worse than the initial one.
Take a step in,
so as a friendly game, there's no reason to stay on the field, and player welfare is always a priority.
There's good recognition from the referee to see that he was in a bit of trouble there.
Tony Biscuit's trying to turn the corner. He's going to get pushed out.
Now he's able to keep it in.
Still in.
Touch judge doesn't believe he was out of bounds. Simeone down the tight side. Oh, beautiful offload to Genovese.
Hey, feet are out over there, guys. Feet are out.
The referee was able to recognize feet were in touch. Line out to IUP.
Yellow card, man on.
Finally, the Harlequins, we'd long forgot about him, but he's back on the pitch. The Harlequins is back to full strength.
Thanks, AR. It's all good, mate. No problem. Time back on.
IUP off the restart.
Looking to run from deep within their own line. Genovese stepped inside, but Apple with a great covering tackle.
Turnover is good.
Tony Biscuit's good recognition. Sets it back. Genovese.
That's a tackle.
Oh, no, IUP's not rolling.
Black ball lost. Black ball lost.
IUP not recognizing that the man hadn't rolled away. They needed to stop contesting the ruck. Ball didn't come off Smith's foot.
Yep.
Up, slowing it for stopping the game for an injury as well.
On, fellas. Yeah, you're on the field, mate. Yeah.
I mean, anyone first time.
Yeah. Also doesn't know the law about how to tap a ball, do you?
Didn't I tap it, sir? What did I do?
Distance between ball, hand, feet.
Yeah. I don't think you get to do that.
I know, but unfortunately, it's come to them.
Is it?
Yep.
So it's like in league rugby, you can get away with just tapping. Okay. What? I like that when it's going through because he listens when I tell him which way to go. Which one of you two want to play?
Oh, you go tell him, Chip. You okay, mate? Sort of, you're yelling pretty loudly. That didn't sound pretty good.
Well, no, it's because the one kid.
Hey, no. Captain only talks to me. I know, sorry. I could see it. This is rugby. This happens, okay?
What's going on, sir?
It's a scrum to you. They went for the quick tap and they didn't take it correctly.
Jake Smith has been a relative newcomer to the sport, but he is out there. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Come on, fellas, let's go.
He's a great athlete. He was a center at St. Francis. Very good hands, and for a 295-pound tight head prop, really good straight line speed. Only his second year. First year with the Harlequins. Second year he came to Pittsburgh by way of Boston, and originally a Columbus high school product. There's a lot of potential there, but still pretty new to the sport.
All right, fellas.
He strikes some fear into some wings when they find him out there running down the sideline.
Yeah, the Harlequins game plan really likes to utilize their big players on the sideline to make some meters and create some size mismatches out there. And Smith is the first guy out there. Not the greatest fitness, so he's not doing the work in the middle, but on the wings, he can really charge forward. And ball's been restarted. 10 sees the hole. Jessel in at 8-man, recognizes it.
Off it, Blue, off it. Ball lost.
IUP won that.
Use it.
Smith with
That's out.
Holmes back in the game
Tackle, release, Blue.
with another tackle.
No one impeded, fellas.
IUP committing huge numbers to the ruck. 10 with a chip kick over top, but it's going to roll into touch. IUP did a better job of only committing the necessary numbers to the rucks in the first half. Now they've been flowing 4 or 5 guys in, and there really hasn't been much opportunity to set up nice consecutive phase ball here. Looking with, it appears to be a lot newer players, and their recognition skills haven't been developed just yet.
Coach, off the field. Coach, off the field. Time back on, fellas.
Paul Holmes throwing the ball in. He's come back in the game as a qualified front row for the front row injury to O'Neal.
18 caught it over his left shoulder. Option, fellas, what'd you like?
But the throw is not straight. Not a great start for Holmes, who's had a bit of an issue with his throws from the hooker position.
Blue, take a step, please. Blue. Yeah, thank you. That's fine.
Shell wins it on defense for the Harlequins. Pratsky back in the game at 10. At the Genovese. Simeone. Oh, he hits the hole. Offloads to. Oh, they're calling it backwards. Another Fijian from the pipeline. Now the ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll be a line out to IUP. Harlequins have been able to utilize some of the West Virginia natural gas pipeline workers into their squad. And I'm having a hard time resisting some pipeline pun here.
Fellas. Blue, the center of the line out is where the touch judge is. Look where you guys are, all right?
There's a nice 2-meter divide in the line out, which IUP finally closes. Going very short here, only a 3-man line out. That was not 5 meters.
Not 5, fellas. What would you like, option?
Holmes relishing the physical contact today.
Line up, fellas.
So the Harlequins will take over in the line-out throw-in department.
25 meters out, Shell with the jumper. Let's see if Holmes can keep this straight again.
Black, step in.
Referee keeping nice control, doing a good job of communication.
Two of you, okay? Guys at the front are supposed to be able to touch each other with their outstretched arms, okay? Let's get this right.
Referee giving some instruction there. A line-out clinic.
Offsides advantage for the Harlequins. Offload by Seta out to Simeone. He's got Epp on the outside, charging through, picking up 10 meters. Is he going to be stopped? No, he looks for the offload. The try is scored. Not sure he got that one down. But he got the. I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the referee, who was 5 meters versus the guy 80 meters away and on the mic.
They'll give us another chance to take a look at it. Looks like he just gets it down.
He got it down. Simeone's made a huge difference since coming in. His offloads, his the lines he's been running. Hasn't been drifting to the outside, been cutting in. He's noticed the holes. And he's got a surprising amount of strength once he gets on the inside shoulder of the defender to break that tackle. As you can see in the background, there's the California University guys warming up for the B-side match. I think it'd be a bit of a mismatched team, combination of Harlequins and IUP players for that. This is just a fantastic day of rugby. It's a shame Raleigh wasn't able to make it and have a nice D1 centerpiece match, but this has been some pretty exciting rugby so far.
And the conversion comes up a little short. The ball boy, Charlie Joe, working hard today.
Outrunning Jim Werner, who's been refereeing some of our sevens matches. We have a great contingent of referees out here today. Jamie Miller has done a great job today. Came out here for the D1 match and been able to join the likes of Jim Werner and Ian Seaton, Dave Kuhn, for a full day of rugby action. You actually might be able to hear the echoes of the whistle from down the field from the second pitch, where there's a shield bracket match going on for the Enscrow Sevens at the moment. Oh, Calhoun takes it up, but a sloppy offload gives advantage to his alma mater, IUP. A nice attacking platform. Harlequins not resetting their defensive line very effectively.
Penalty here, 6 blue.
Blue getting pinged with sticking their hands in there.
Guys, take a step. 10 meters, fellas.
And IUP setting up their pods.
This hasn't been particularly effective for them today. We'll see if it'll pay off as the Harlequins tire. Nope.
That's a tackle. Roll, blue. That's good. Thanks. Good effort.
Running right into the weight of the Harlequin defense.
And on the advantage, black.
Running. Harlequins offside again.
This man here, 10. Never on. Never
Again
on.
and again today. They haven't been able to get to the back foot. They were fortunate last week. The referee didn't officiate that particularly closely. But this week, Miller's been on top of it. Again with the pods. Into a wall. Now flat ball with a settled defense. Loose ball out wide. That's a high tackle. Lack of discipline.
Right. No, please. Hold on. Captain.
Miller's going to have a talk with Shell. Is it Shell or Jessel? I think they both think they're
Six
captain.
over here, and then 2 of your more experienced players, 10. And then this man here with a high tackle, 10 never onside. That's 3 in the 22, okay? Don't need to tell you what goes on from here, right?
Harlequins have had their last warning. Next penalty on this passage of play will almost certainly be a yellow card.
That's tackled, 15 away.
Pick and go. Very close out, 2 meters out. Going short side, Jessel stands him up.
Touch.
Ball is held up.
Guys,
Referee and touch judge confer.
hold up, fellas.
Be a 5-meter scrum to IUP. It's a good opportunity for the Harlequins front row to get some work in here. O'Kane's coming back from pretty scary incident back in the fall with he had blood clot in either of his lungs and was unable to play through the fall, and then rolled his ankle and missed about a month of training. And this is only his second time out here since this happened. It's a good opportunity to get some match fitness for some of the Harlequins who haven't been playing as regularly as some of the guys who decided to take the day off. Although guys like Jessel decided to boot up and come out today, even though he's played every minute of the previous 3 matches. Shell and Smith as well.
That's fine.
Some good goal line defense. IUP looking to recycle here, and
That's a tackle.
Oh.
Release.
Jessel with the tackle. Referee thought he got to the deck, and he's going to get a yellow card for that.
Captain. Knees hit the ground. It's not a maul. It's a tackle. I told you to release 3 times. You didn't. And look where you are on the field. All right? No. Time's off, fellas. Number 5. Fellas, you guys good? All right.
so Zach Jessel will sit out
And
about
then
half of the
decide to
rest
go
of the
wide.
game.
Good
IUP's
pass from the
got
10.
some
All he has
numbers
to do is
outside.
offload or break the tackle. IUP gets their 27th point of the game. Bring it to win 16. They get the kick here. Still a bit of a game here.
Yeah, agree with that.
20 minutes to go, depending on injury time. We still got a match here. Harlequins' defense and tackling really let them down there. Their discipline
Kick
hurt
up.
them. Next 10 minutes will be crucial if the Harlequins can keep IUP out while they're down another man.
It's often tough when you gear up for a high-level D1 men's club-level match, and you start playing some guys out of position and rotating some guys in that typically don't get the number of repetitions that the starters will have.
Certainly no cohesiveness here today. There's a mismatch of guys who are irregular members of the club and or who have been out of town with work.
Sure. Yeah. Me neither.
The on-field scoreboard has stopped taking.
So IUP takes it up to 27
Angel, it's only 6 minutes.
to the Harlequins 43.
Let's just push through, okay?
Be interesting to see if the Harlequins tactically adapt their game in the next 10 minutes. Jake Smith looks like he didn't take the kick. And it is actually quite a good one.
That's fine.
Was
The
able
big
to
man.
contest it. Calhoun unable to get to it. Holmes
Here
with
we
another
go.
tackle, steals the ball. Swung by Chichio, well backwards.
Play on.
Loose ball. Looks like a sevens game here. And the smiling Fijian and a
Backwards.
drop by Sealy. Genovese looking to drive out of bounds. It's kept in bounds, and now he's out.
Little knock here.
That'll be the Harlequins line out. But it looks like he's going to bring it back to a knock-on. So it'll be the Harlequins scrum down here.
Let's come, fellas. All right, fellas. How close
This
to
is
the
something that the Harlequins rotating cast of tight 5 players can use is some well-needed repetitions in the scrum.
Wind. Set. Hold the tension. Hold the tension, fellas. Hold.
Harlequins are going with a 7-man scrum without an 8 in the back on defense here. Able to match defensively. They go short side and the chip kick through.
IUP collects it and looks to
As they-
run it to the far side of the field.
That's fine. He's committed. "21." In through the side, okay? Need you through the gate. Okay? Mark is right here.
Harlequins discipline really hurting them today.
Yeah, he's fine. He was back.
Oh,
All right, fellas. Time off. Yeah,
Smith
fantastic.
with a close. It's going to be a booking.
All right, mate. It's just too high. Dangerous. That's good, mate. Thank you.
Harlequins down 2 men. 15 on 13. Good chance we're going to have uncontested scrums going forward, at least for the next 10 minutes of the match as Smith's out. Harlequins lost another prop.
You don't? Then we're going uncontested.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we're discussing right there. We're going uncontested
Not even
henceforth.
close to 10 back. Come on, guys. Meters, not yards. You're on 10
Meters,
now,
not
on you.
yards. Is 1 yard difference. 100 meters is 109 yards. Do the math.
Black, step in. Black, step in. Black. Guys, 10. That's okay.
The Harlequins going up to contest that, but IUP takes it and gets it across the field.
They have numbers out wide.
Looking to exploit that outside.
Simeone with a try-saving tackle. Ball is dropped down the ground. IUP picks it up, but is bundled in
Line out
touch.
here, Phil.
Great defensive tackle by Simeone Vaisova.
Other way.
So it'll be the Harlequins line out here 5 meters from
Really
their own
looking
try
to
zone.
relieve some pressure here. See if Pratsky can clear it. Pratsky or Epa.
Black, step in. Black. Sorry, fellas. Black, line out, okay? No more of this. When this line out is set here, this is the line. You're supposed to be able to touch the prop on his side, okay? Which you can't do.
Miller's patience is running a bit thin on these lineouts. Shell with a great take. And
Grounded there.
it's
take
dropped
it
by
back.
Chichio. It'll be a 5-meter scrum to IUP.
Yes, come to you. Taken back by Blue. Uncontested. Uncontested.
So this will be the first uncontested scrum
Does
since
anybody not know
the
what uncontested means?
penalty to Smith.
Guys, come on.
That's awesome.
Crouch. Blind. Set. Need you off the arm. Better.
Give great platform to IUP.
Penalty advantage. Black.
Harlequins offsides.
Penalty here. Never onside. Never onside. Mark is right here.
Nice step. Good recognition from IUP. And they cut the gap down to 11 points.
With that try right between the posts, a conversion will take them within 10.
Converted try and a penalty kick, possibly. Now, if we're playing on a running clock, we're down to just under a minute. But with the referee, we had two injury stoppages here. Might have a bit more time left to go.
Anywhere in front of me. Anywhere in front of the post. Anywhere.
Again, watching the replay, great recognition. Taking the step, Holmes makes the tackle, but unable to get enough of a shoulder into him to drive him back and prevent the try. The big man knocks it through, cuts the gap to 9.
Through the end. Wherever you'd like in this general middle region, mate. On you.
Holmes to kick off. Former soccer player, pretty versatile athlete. And as I say that, the announcer's curse
Option, what would you like, fellas?
results in the ball not getting 10.
Scrum.
It'll be an uncontested scrum from the 50-meter lines. Intelligent decision from IUP.
Bit of last play, fellas.
So we are running on a non-stop clock here in this friendly match. So even though your clock says 69th minute, we had stopped it, presuming that we were playing with injury time, but that is not the case.
All
And
right, fellas. Crouch. Hey, in.
the running clock has already passed 40 minutes. So the
Blind.
Harlequins wind up with the victory.
Set.
IUP seeing if they can get it within one score. It's a good effort from a Division II team, college team against a senior Division I senior side. Going for the chip through. It's blocked down. He's on sides. Looking for the offload. IUP flinging it wide. Through the hands, up the middle. And it's knocked on. And that'll be the game. Thanks for joining us, guys. 43-34, Harlequins beat IUP Tutors. Wish you could have been here. A lovely day of rugby. Over and out.
Stick around. We're going to continue our broadcast with the Harlequins versus the California University Rugby Club. And following that, we will bring you the finals of the NSCRO Midwest qualifier for the National Small College Rugby Organization Sevens Championship.
Thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Jim, thanks for the calls, both two of them.
You're going to go
Really
to this
appreciate
next
it.
game too, right?
No.
They're already asking me. I'm like, I got to do so. We got to do somebody said that.
There's a lot of guys around. Yeah. Look, if it were any other day, but I've been here since 9.
I hear you. I understand. How you know you're too. I'm going to do a couple of weeks. I can do 15 minutes at a time. I'm all right. I'm getting old.
That's true.
All right, good job, sir.
Thanks. Yeah, well played, mate.